One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of.
You know, one of those times in life where you just know there's no going back to the beginning of things. This is one of those times. Guys, on 7/26/2023, Congress held a congressional UFO hearing with David Grush and among many other whistleblowers that testified before Congress under oath about their knowledge of extraterrestrials, UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them, and crash retrievals, biological entity retrievals, and the overall secrecy of the UFO subject within Congress for the past 70 years or so. This is going to be the top moments from that, so you don't have to sort through the 2-hour long congressional hearing. So without further ado, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post every day, and let's get into it.
I watched the entire UFO disclosure hearing today, so you guys don't have to. Here's all the most intense, crazy moments mashed up together. Here you go. Please enjoy.
You believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Of course not.
And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress. One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of. And when he approached, he said that his radar went down, he said that his FLIR system malfunctioned, and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses, and it was not automated in collection as you would typically see in a test mission.
Grush, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
Mr. Grush, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself about ATs, advanced technologies that the U.S. government has?
Based on conventional advanced tech, I was briefed to the preponderance of the Defense Department's both space and aerospace compartmented programs. Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
how does a program like that get funded?
I will give you generalities. I can get very specific in a closed session, but misappropriation of funds and
Does that mean
self-fund.
that there is money in the budget that is set to go to a program, but it doesn't, and it goes to something else?
Yes, I have specific knowledge of that. Yep.
Has the U.S. government...
Yeah, so one of the main ways these classified projects actually collect their financial backing without the direct oversight of Congress and the Treasury Department and whatnot, they actually, so what they'll do is they'll order, let's just say bolts, okay? They need X amount of bolts for this whatever project that they're doing, okay? They'll list the bolts as like $50 per bolt, okay? A bolt, just a little, bolt, and that'll be $50 per bolt, okay? They'll need 500,000 bolts, okay? And what they'll do is they'll have that money, $50 a bolt, and what they'll do is they'll go to Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever, order it online, and get a contract with Lowe's, and they'll get the bolt for $4, okay? So the difference between the $50 that they told that they needed per bolt and the $4 that they actually purchased it for is the difference. And that difference, what was that, $46? They profit $46 per bolt and then they fund that difference into these black budget programs that aren't supposed to be funded. Now that's one way they can do it. That's a misappropriation of funds, which is illegal. And another way, obviously this is illegal, is the preponderance of drug smuggling, arms, munition smuggling, and human trafficking, which is prevalent in these projects. They don't discriminate where they get their money from, guys. That's why the war on drugs happened. They want to shut out the competition and have it all for themselves. So that's just one of the ways, one of the many ways that they get financial backing from this, and a lot of it has to do with misappropriation of funds. You basically creating a difference in between what you told that you needed it for and what you bought it for, and then that money is freed up to do other things with it, such as these projects that Congress isn't even privy to. So,
become aware of actual evidence of extraterrestrial, otherwise unexplained forms of intelligence, and if so, when do you think this first occurred?
I like to use the term non-human. I don't like to denote origin. Keeps the aperture open, both scientifically. Right. Certainly, like I've discussed publicly previously, 1930s.
Do you have any personal knowledge of someone who's possibly been injured working on legacy UAP reverse engineering?
Yes.
Okay. How were they injured? Is it something like a radioactive type situation or something we didn't understand?
You could imagine assessing an unknown unknown. There's a lot of potentialities you can't fully prepare for.
Yeah, so that's it's just a little clip of the hearing. You guys can go watch it for yourselves. It's a public hearing. You can look it up. It'll be all over the internet for you, especially this past week because this is big news. And so I thought this was really good. It's a nice little brief assessment of what was talked about. It doesn't really go into too much about it, but it goes into enough. And that's really what the public needs. They want answers, but in my honest assessment, the public needs a little more information, but they also need, it's just, if they knew the true implications of all of this, it's not just that UFOs are real, guys. It's how did they get here? How long have they been coming here? What technologies are they using? How did they even, what kind of civilization has it to where you're leaving and coming to different planets? I mean, the implications of all of this are much more massive than just you seeing something in the sky, right? That's why this UFO topic is so broad, and so it's just, there's so much. It's not just UFOs. It's this, and this that lead up to that. But yeah, there's an orb in the sky. Sure, yeah, you can get over that and believe that. But it's how does that orb function? What are the technologies are they using? On their home planet, did they use coal, oil, gas? On their home planet, did they fight wars over nothing? On their home planet, did they have military contractors basically lobbying their politicians and leading the country into wars that aren't supposed to be fought? The implications of all of that are just so massive that if I told somebody on the street what I just said, they would just say I'm crazy, which they're conditioned to believe so. That's the thing with humans, is that they're just so, we have such strong preconceived notions about like religion and our origins and us being the apex predator of our little sector of this galaxy, that we can't even fathom looking at other cultures and having them as either equals or even above us because they're much older than we are. All the implications of this are true and real, and that's why the UFO topic is just so, like I said earlier, it's just so broad and massive because, but people don't really think of those immediately once they see these craft. They just go, yeah, UFOs are real. Did they know that they have, they've killed people? Okay, that's not to say that all of them will, but it has happened. It's just like anything else. You have good and evil, and that's all relative to what side you're on anyways. Good and evil are just all relative anyway. There is no true good and no true evil. That's because there's different cultures look at things differently, and that's the way that they're coming about it. The angle that they're approaching it isn't evil to them. It's just they have an agenda, and they want to fulfill it. Just like what we do with our mining operations, and you name it, our fracking operations, and all of this, you know, harvesting of materials and basically raping our planet over the course of hundreds of years, and it's just slowly degrading. So I thought this video was cool for you to show you guys today, but without further ado, make sure to watch this video that YouTube recommends to you next.